Ever since I saw them live, they have been in my maybe top 5 least favorite bands of all time.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Yep.
Dude, look at us both wearing white, bruh.
Feeling bright.
This? Basic ass boys day.
Yours is more like cream colored though.
It's like, yeah, I guess so. It's Cuts, dude. I love the brand Cuts.
Oh yeah?
Can you see that shit? Oh, dude, hold on. Look at that.
Let me put on my owl eyes. Nope.
Dude, right
it.
there, Cuts. Not sponsored. Hopefully, maybe one day. That'd be dope. Just send me a pair of these, or not a pair of these. Send me this, but in like 45 different colors. Then I'll be set, dude. You know when you find something that fits really well with your body, and you're just like, well, let's just get 100 of these, dude. Make it easy.
Seriously, copy and paste that shit on my body.
I love it. Where did you, dude, I used to shop. We talked about this in episode 1. I did not have many clothes. I would just wear the same thing every day. It was kind of embarrassing now that I think about it. 4 years of high school, I never wore a pair of jeans. I would just wear athletic pants and shit.
Really?
Basketball type pants. Yeah, isn't that weird? I must have looked like a freaking tool, dude.
I thought you had
I didn't even
jeans.
play basketball. Well, I played basketball, but not like on the high school team, so I don't know what I was doing. Dude, I didn't wear jeans until college. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I went through like a little jorts phase, in high school. Where it was like, oh, it's springtime, dude. Whip out these babies, jorts. Billabong shirt and jorts.
Dude, Billajorks, dude. I like that. That's the new brand. You should just get like a onesie, like how the girls have rompers. You just call it a Billajort. And it's just a one piece.
Might as well just walk around in a damn wetsuit.
Or that works too, dude.
I put my wetsuit on yesterday and went for a sunset surf.
Oh, how did it go? Did you catch any waves?
I did. Caught some, rode them. Hang 10, 8 digits, over the end of the board, bruh.
Whoa, dude.
No, I didn't do that, but I did catch some.
Damn. That's a bummer. What is that? What was that interview that went viral of that kid? Pitted! Was it, what did he say? Pitted?
He goes, you get so pitted, and then you get it, and whoopah!
Whoopah!
Yeah.
Whoopah!
He's like so out of breath.
Man, next time I'm out there, we're definitely gonna try surfing, because that definitely is something I would enjoy.
Dude, it is so fun.
How hard is it for a beginner, especially like a lanky ass dude like me?
I'd say the hardest 2 parts are 1, paddling out. You got to know when to paddle out, because if you start paddling out when a set is coming in, you're just going to get rocked. And I learned that the hard way. Like my first few times surfing, I just got absolutely pummeled in the impact zone. And so I have a foamy, which is a board that you cannot push under the water well. So guys and girls that have real surfboards, they can do what's called duck diving. So as the wave is crashing, they can push under the water and go under the wave. But because my foamy is so buoyant, it doesn't go down. And so you get hit by a wave and you just get dragged back. It's exhausting. So paddling out's tough, but if you find that time in between sets, you can get out there fairly easily. And then mostly the second part is hard.
I like that, dude. That was cool.
The second part is hard. The second hardest part would be getting up to your feet fast enough. Like as you catch the wave, you got to pop up and get to your little balance point and then look super freaking
You know
cool.
what I'm thinking of now, don't you, dude? For getting Sarah Marshall, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Just don't do anything. Well, you got to do something. You got to do something. No. Doing too much.
Oh, the weather outside is weather.
Classic. That's awesome. Do you find it easier to paddle since your name is Pat?
Actually, you'll see me paddle out way faster than people that have like their names are like L or something. It takes a long time. They don't have the paddle arms that I do. I should just tape some ping pong paddles because then I'll be the paddle boarder.
Ooh, Pat the paddle boarder. Ooh. That's dope, dude. What are we talking about?
Welcome to episode 4, everybody. It's great.
Oh, man. No, that's awesome. I'll definitely try surfing out there next time.
So fun.
Yeah. Lifestyle choices. Dope.
Yep. Makes you very happy. It's one of those things where it puts you directly in the present moment. And especially at sunset, you're sitting out in the water. As soon as I got out there, I saw a group of maybe 7 or 8 dolphins.
Ooh.
So sick. And it was fairly cloudy, so you got a lot of purples and pinks and reds right as the sun's going down. And you're sitting on the water on this surfboard, and you're just looking around. And I kept saying to myself, this is where I am. This is where I am. And really trying to root myself in the present moment. Mm-hmm. And it got to the point where I'm sitting there by myself and I'm like, this is where I am. And I'm like giggling. And I felt so good just sitting there on a board. There's like 100 surfers to my left. And I'm at the end of the pack. And I'm just sitting there talking to myself, smiling and feeling pretty damn good.
Hey, that's what it's all about. Getting out there in Mother Nature. Dude, and there's something about water too for both of us. I always feel very, very calm and like at one in the present moment when I'm near water, whether it's at the beach or I'm swimming or something. I don't know what it is.
I think that has to do with the resonance of the water in our bodies, right? Because you have 72% water is what your body is made of, and the globe is roughly 72% water. And then as you are big into understanding how the moon pulls those waters in your body, I think being by water is something that is very therapeutic, meditative, very pacifying. And that's one of the things that really enticed me to move out here and at least try it, because I had never lived by water in my life. And now if I was really strong, I could throw a rock and hit the sand, not the water. Unless it was high tide. But.
I mean, your biceps are looking pretty strong right now, dude. So, but you need to be like even strong. Damn, dude! Holy shit, dude!
Oh, good.
I'm not even gonna do a comparison, dude. I'll look like a fucking twig, dude. Yo,
been hitting that yard, baby.
That's sick. Good for you,
Shout out
dude.
to Yard Nation.
Dude, if anyone tries to fuck with me during my wedding day or bring up politics or anything, you just got to hit them with that right hook, dude. Or any sort of punch, dude. It looks like you can cannon those people out of there.
I've been putting in work. Appreciate the kind words saying that you can be protected by this little guy.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah, I forgot you're a 5'1".
Got him! Just kidding. For anybody listening, I am 5'7". 5'7". I wouldn't want to change my size for anything, though. I love my height.
Yeah, it's perfect for what you do, too. Like flipping and your agility and everything is crucial. Yeah. And for performing, too, dude. Like being a bassist, you're like very mobile. You're like a ball of energy on stage.
Can't wait to get back on stage someday.
I know. It's crazy now that I've had the 2 herniated discs for a long time, unfortunately, which has taken me out of the game, which sucks. Because I've never had something like long term. Because it's been, almost 4 months now where I'm like not been able to do much as far as physical stuff. And the movements on drums, like when I'm, going around the drum kit or also moving your legs while you're turning, it just puts a lot of weird pressure and tension on that area. So I've unfortunately just had to like not play. But this past weekend, I've been resetting up the studio, recabling everything to make sure I got it like all optimized. And I'm like itching to groove out and send you some stuff.
Please do, because I've just been playing along with different types of music just to keep my chops up and learning new things. I've sent you 2 albums from these guys. I don't know if it's one person, but they were definitely a band when I saw them at Mustache Bash. Frank Moody, man. I'm telling you.
Dude, I still need to listen to that. I'm going to write that down.
You know how I can be an obsessive listener where I know every little piece of every song on an album.
Yep.
I'm stuck on their first 2 albums, and I haven't even gotten past them because the first 2 albums are so good. Bass lines, bass tones, grooves, lyrics, melodies, so fun, dude. Stellar.
I'm definitely going to check that out because that's what I'm all about right now. I feel like we can really get some stuff going by getting consistent with, just like we're doing this podcast, putting out grooves on social media that anyone, whether it's Sam, Ryan, or just any musician at all can kind of play over. I think that'd be cool because you see so many people doing like rhythm stuff like on guitar, and then people collaborate with it, or like drummers just do beats, but it would be cool to do full grooves, like full drum and bass grooves that other producers could mash up. Or that'd be cool actually too if they like did some hip hop beats and stuff over them. So
yeah, dude,
that's a lot of motivation.
The world is our clam.
Oh man, I wish I had a boo button on here, but all I have is the opposite of that. Jeez Louise, dude. I'm trying to think of what I've been listening to lately. Well, I've actually I just told you.
I know. I think I know what you've been listening to as well. Just the one verse, Kendrick's one verse.
Well, dude, yeah, I can't stop listening to Like That. And did you see? It's like, I don't want to miss quote or whatever, but 2 weeks at #1, I think, for a single.
Really?
Yeah,
for
I don't know if it was the album or the
crazy.
single. Yeah, it's super crazy.
I did see it was #1.
Yeah, so it just keeps on cruising, dude. I don't know how many listens it's had, but I don't know, dude. That's so awesome. I keep walking around like, and I'm like, bunch of goofies with a check. And she's like, what are you talking about? But no, we went out to dinner the other night, and on the way home, I was like, yo, can you just kind of get in, like, nerd out with me for a bit? And I just like went through the whole rap beef with her. I was like, so J. Cole and Drake released this song, First Person Shooter. So now we're going to listen to this song, listen to the lyrics. And we were all just like really getting into it. And I was like, now watch what K-Dot does. And then I was doing that thing where I kept having to pause it. I was like, so this is what he means. Remember when he was saying this and then this is that? I was like, and she was a good sport and she was like getting all into it too.
It's the worst when you have something that you really want someone else to see or understand. And so a line comes up in a song and you're like kind of side-eyeing and be like, are they getting it? No, they didn't. Pause. So that line is special.
Dude, it's so frustrating. Or the classic share music with someone and then right at the part or the lyric, they're like, yeah, this is sounding good. You know what it reminds me of?
You missed it.
Reminds me. I'm like, fuck.
I remember there was one song in particular I had that moment where I was trying to show people this moment in one song. And the majority of the time, someone would be like, you totally change the subject or lose attention or focus. It was that one Eminem song with Pink off of Recovery where he goes, trying to talk over me in the car. You're like, the volume goes down. Turn me back up. Are you insane? And I was like, and then people are just, oh, look at that bird. No! Listen,
turn me back up or whatever he says. That was so dope when I first heard that, because immediately it just triggers in your mind that something happened or the radio went out or you're getting a call or something on your phone.
Oh,
you're like, what's going on? And they're like, oh shit, that's so creative, Marshall. Crushing it.
What was that? Dude, I like the standing, David, for podcasting. Look at you.
Dude, this is dope, yeah. I mean, I'm in a really good mood, too, because I just did the suit shopping, bruh.
Oh!
So I was looking sexy as hell, dude. I'm going to probably wear a vest and shit, too, dude. I might just fucking slam it out, dude.
You're going to get a monocle and be a banker?
No. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I mean, for the speakeasy after party, dude, I was thinking of kind of wearing maybe the vest, maybe even switching to like a bow tie, with a vest, and then like some sort of like pocket watch or some shit.
Come on.
And I've been editing that luxury watch podcast, and they're watch dealers and stuff. So I'm gonna be like, hey, if I had X budget and I don't own any watches, I need a silver watch because I'm gonna wear like a teal suit. And
Sick.
What would you recommend for me to get or whatever? Or if I could just like rent it because one of them is in Atlanta. Dude, that's not a bad idea. I'd be like, yo, could I like rent a dope ass watch and just wear that for my wedding day and then just spill fucking mimosas all over it so it's sticky as hell? And then they're just like, fuck this guy, dude. Just edit our podcast. Stop bothering us.
Or if a nice pocket watch is a little bit out of budget, you could just get the chain and wrap it around your phone, and now you can just whip out the phone.
Dude, a pocket phone!
Watch. I guess they're always in the pocket. Well, it could be purse phones, too.
Dude, imagine if you had an Apple Watch and you put a chain on the Apple Watch. What are you doing, dude? Just put it on your wrist. Nah, dude, we're going to the speakeasy, bro.
I need to whip it out. You need the time?
Dude, it's going to be sick, though. So I'm thinking you guys are going to be in like a tan, like fresh-ass tan. And then the girls are wearing terracotta, which is like almost like an orangish, reddish kind of color.
Yep.
So then you would wear like that color tie or whatever, and then brown shoes and shit. You guys would be looking so fresh, dude.
Sick, dude. Black Thought has a line where he talks about terracotta on my... I can't remember the rest of the line, but it's a good one.
I like how you like even went into the actual like rapping of it and didn't know the end of it. Terracotta, yeah. I don't know.
That guy's a genius. He's so good.
Very good. Very good. Yep. Solid.
Terracotta.
Wait, why are we talking about watches, dude? No, watches. Do you own any watches? You have a watch, don't you?
I had a really nice watch that my dad gave me, and then it was taken to the repair shop, and then it was broken and lost. So I don't have a watch anymore.
Well, dude, you got, 6-7 months to get one, okay?
Okay. I might just get a tattoo and just... I've actually thought about this. A really cool way of writing out the word now.
Mm-hmm.
But the N and the W would kind of be like a watch band, and then the O would be the watch face.
That's creative, dude. Yeah, because you see all those things at like Pottery Barn or whatever that has like the clocks, and it says like every number is just now.
I've never seen that. Now I don't want this tattoo.
I mean, it's still kind of cool. I mean, yeah, Pottery Barn kind of ruined it for you. My bad. But I've seen that at a couple Airbnbs where it's like now all the times. I was like, that's pretty cool. You could do that as a watch. So every time you just look, you're just like, well, shit.
Well,
It's now. I'm late. I'm fucking late again. It's now.
I do. I'm not going to get the watch tattoo, but I think what I will get is something from my mom right here with a little heart. Something that my mom has always told me if I'm anxious or if I'm having a little bit of a rough
Quit
day.
being a little bitch, Pat.
Quit being, just get it real big so it's like she's yelling at me. And every time I look at my wrist, I am just being yelled at indirectly by my mom.
And then you remember to quit being a little bitch.
That's the idea.
All right, I'm sorry. What What is the actual sweet thing that Patty graces your ears with and your soul with?
Her advice has always been to stay in today.
Stay in today.
So I'm going to get stay in today with a little heart.
That's a very teacher-esque phrase, I feel like. I wonder if she used that with her students.
I don't know. But when I would talk to her about all sorts of stuff, she'd be like, well, just stay in today. Like, you know what, Mom? You're right.
Thank you, Mom. Crushing it. Great job.
Best advice.
Hell yeah.
When are you going to get a tattoo, dude?
Maybe on wedding day, dude. What if between the wedding and the speakeasy, we go and get tattoos?
Dude, get a tear for yourself, but it's a happy tear.
It's a happy tear, and it just says...
With a little smiley face in the tear. I didn't kill nobody. I'm just happy I'm crying.
They're tears of laughter and joy, guys. Get your mind out of the gutter.
These are gratitudes.
I know I live in Atlanta now, but come on. I ain't killing anybody. Jeez.
Positiviteers.
Positiviteers, dude. That sounds like a lame-ass album. Actually, it sounds like an album we'd put out. For sure, dude. No, it doesn't.
No. Maybe.
No, that's too corny.
Nah, I can stick with it.
No.
Too much.
We'd have to put on personas. We do have a lot of weird ideas, so maybe we should just create a band for every weird idea we have so that we can just fully embrace whatever vibe it is. So what would the band that creates Positiviteers be like and sound like and look like? And we have to do a band photo shoot and everything.
Oh, gosh.
That would be fun, dude.
I feel like we would only be able to wear yellow, green, and blue.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
Kind of looking like a mom that dresses her kids on Easter.
Very pastel-y.
Mm-hmm.
Would we be wearing suits?
I'm down with a suit.
Like a pastel suit?
Yeah. But if it rains, it would be cool if it melted and made really cool patterns. So it's almost
cool.
like
So
a white suit. But once it gets wet, it just makes these cool color patterns on the ground.
AKA Positiviteers.
We've already figured it out.
What would the music be like? I feel like it would be very ambient style, very chill bass grooves, like Bonobo or something. No, I don't know. What do you think? I guess I could go with multiple.
I was thinking more Slipknot. Be fucking happy. No. I don't know what the music would be like. It would have to. I'm feeling and hearing more octave.
Okay, I see that. I was gonna say more acoustic guitar driven, very bright sounding acoustic guitar. I don't know. I don't think it would really be our vibe, so we'd really have to dive into the pastel-y kind of vibe. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I guess we'd have to really connect the music color synesthesia aspect to see what colors create what sounds.
We'd have to probably go Easter egg hunting the day before we go to the studio or the morning of the studio. So we go Easter egg hunting and then go to a church where people get really into it, in the deep South, and they're all wearing those colors. And then we hit the studio afterwards.
That would probably yield a really good vibe to make some music.
It'd be dope.
Moving right along.
Okay, cool, yeah. Well, you know what that reminds me of? I know I keep saying that. You know what that reminds me of? No, you fucking don't. Well, maybe you do in some cases. But no one else does because they're just what are you guys talking about?
We don't even know what we're talking about.
But the brainstorm, which was cut short even though we talked about it for probably 45 minutes in Ryan's backyard, but Ichabod's Garden, dude. The concept album, Ichabod's Garden.
I totally forgot about that.
Where we ended up talking about a dog potentially being Ichabod. Mm-hmm. And then it was his garden that he was able to plan. Mm-hmm. And then we started talking about the origin of wolves kind of being more domesticated and turned into what we see now as household dogs. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
The first person to ever play fetch? We had a conversation and we were just tripping out where it's someone has there's a wolf and they throw a stick and the wolf goes and gets it, comes back and they're holy shit. I guess
there had to be a first time.
Dude, there was a first fetch, dude. And that could be the name of the first song. First
the name of the podcast.
Wait, the podcast?
The episode today.
Oh, the episode. Dude, first fetch.
First fetch.
I love how every episode we've just randomly come up with the name of it.
It works.
Throughout the podcast. It works. First fetch. So yeah, we were talking about that. And then do you remember any of the other concepts we had? We kept going back and forth of what it was, but I think it ended up being the dog is named Ichabod. And then this is his experience. And it was a 3-part album or something like that. And it was very ethereal and fairy tale-y and very just beautiful sounding lush stuff because it's through the eyes of a dog who just sees everything so just I
remember the garden was a sanctuary for the dog. Just like you said, everything is so mystical and magical in the eyes of a dog. I would assume they get happy so easily.
Oh my gosh, dude. I'm so used to Gatsby just being like, well, whatever, fuck you guys. Like, I'll hang out if you guys want. All right, pet me, but only pet me for like maybe 3 minutes. And then like, okay, fuck off. And Gatsby is our cat here in Georgia. But going to, I love her so much. She's so awesome.
That's some shit.
I know. And then going to walk my neighbor's dogs while they're on vacation, just going over there and just being love bombed and attacked by these dogs, dude. It's just so funny, the difference between cats and dogs, dude.
It's pretty crazy.
Gatsby will just be like, where the fuck have you been? Like, where did you go? And then these dogs are like, you were gone for 10 minutes. I love you. I miss you.
There's a phrase that says dogs have masters, cats have staff. Pretty accurate.
I like that. Very accurate. Mm-hmm. Very accurate.
I love cats, man. They're fun
too. I was never a cat person until I got close with one. With Gatsby was the first cat I started like vibing with and really kind of like created a relationship with. And just even that, like when you're just laying down, they come and sit and purr on your chest and like need, like, you know, you just feel like your homie is there just kicking it, and they're so happy to be there. And it's like they're healing you. The vibrations are like healing you from the purrs. It's crazy.
I think there's some science done on that, isn't there?
I think so too, yeah. It's nuts.
No, it's awesome. I love dogs. My family has had dogs since we've been alive. And, well, my dad's side. Rest in peace, Buster. Lost a dog this week.
I saw that. Whose dog is that?
That was our family's dog. He was 12 and a half.
I don't think I met Buster.
No, he only lived out in the Arizona house.
Oh, okay, that's
right. He was a massive bonehead, super sweetheart, huge hugger, kindest dog to all other dogs. So he was the best.
12 years old. So how old is that in dog years? Is that like scientific?
7. So that's what, 84?
I don't know, shit, dude.
I can't believe I did that fast.
Dude, you're a genius, dude. It's ChatGPT's in your fucking head, dude. Neuralink, dude. Did you just Neuralink that?
Dude, it's Chat PTG, dude. Can't even get my initials right. PGT, dude.
I mean, I guess you could just do Chat PAT, dude.
Oh, well. Simplify.
The initials work too. Yeah, that was dope. Yeah,
well,
dogs are
same letters as my initials. What, GPT? I got PTG.
Damn, that is true. We got to use that more often. We'll have to do a whole episode where we just do ChatGPT prompts and put them up on the screen so people can see, because it gets weird out there and it's getting weirder and weirder with the AI stuff. And if you throw some creative prompts in there, you're going to get some weird answers. It's fun.
I think we talked about this last time, right?
We talked about Dolly last time, the image generating and Reggie and all that kind of stuff.
Struggling to breathe last time. That was so funny.
So good. But Ichabod's Garden, dude.
I like the idea of concept albums because they give you a North Star on where your creation should be funneled.
Yeah.
It does put some walls around the sound that you should make, but those are good walls because you're trying to say something. You're trying to tell a story, or you're creating music that is playing to a centralized theme.
Yeah.
So I do like concept albums. There was a period where I think everybody was basically dropping concept albums, remember?
Yeah,
it was like a new thing in a way.
It was becoming popular again because I feel like it used to be kind of popular back in the days when people actually like sat and thought and were creative. And now we're just like, we got to put out 45 singles a week just to stay relevant on Tiki-Talkie. It's like, damn, dude.
Well, and do you notice too that now albums have become much shorter to cater to the shortened attention spans?
Yeah, and I'm a victim of it too. Sometimes I'll be listening to an album, it's like track 16. I'm like, all right, guys, fucking hurry up. Like, this is just too much, dude. You could have cut that song. That wasn't even that good.
Well, I think Royal Blood, like all 3 of their albums, I think are 10 songs.
So short.
Frank Moody, their first album, I think, is 10 songs, and it's maybe 30 minutes, 36 minutes.
Yeah.
It's fast.
It seems like the new 21 Pilots had a good amount of songs. Maybe it was like 12 or 14, something like that.
That's solid.
It's funny, Tyler today, the singer, posted on his Instagram all the different albums that they've put out and then the songs underneath them. And he said, it's crazy to think at one point I was worried we wouldn't have enough songs to make a set list with. And now it's just like he's got like 100 songs to choose from and put it into a show.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. And I remember having that feeling with like Mutual Groove and stuff. It was hard at the beginning when we started a new project. And people were like, you guys got to play for an hour. And we already had a following because of our old band, but we didn't have any new material.
Yeah,
So,
that was intense.
Yeah, so we were just like, let's just kind of make it up as we go. And sometimes we would jam. Sometimes we would, I think even sometimes we would play a song twice, like once at the beginning and once at the end in certain cases.
I think we did do that maybe at like a Jack Brown's show or something.
Yeah.
Because people were flowing through, so it wasn't...
Yeah, it's not like a... Yeah. It's not like a normal concert where you're like, all right, we're going to do it again. But they do that. Like, I don't know if you saw Lil Yachty. Lil Yachty has that song Poland, and he went to Poland and played it like
on his Lil Yachty?
On his Lil Yachty. He took his Lil Yachty all the way over to Poland, and he played it like 6 times in a row, and the crowd went crazy every time, and they would just restart it. And just like, restart it.
There was some... Oh, I think Kanye's done that a handful of times.
Oh, Kanye does that and then just jerks off in the corner because everyone's vibing to his music. He's just like, oh, God, I'm Jesus. Just like, say my name, Jesus.
He prays to a mirror.
He prays to a mirror.
Yikes.
No, nothing. Well, I don't know. He's a different beast. You have to separate him and his music because his music and his production is incredible. So that's,
he's incredibly gifted as a producer, making beats and everything like that. I loved his rapping more so on his first album. And then after that,
what happened to his rapping?
For me, lyrically, he fell off. He kind of fell into more of the mainstream of talking about things that are going to be trendy or trying to sell. Yeah. Then he got super self-obsessed and he was like, I am a god. And it's like, I guarantee you're not. You're a human. You shattered your jaw in a car accident. A god would be fine. I'm glad you're okay.
God would be fine. Plus a god would be driving.
Yeah.
He'd be teleporting, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever gods do. I don't know. I haven't met.
Prove it.
Prove it. Says the guy who once shaved his ass to win a $5 bet.
Prove it. Just kidding.
Just kidding. I think that was what? Big Daddy?
There it is.
Big Daddy, dude. Massive
Adam Sandler fan. Good surprise on you. I've been trying to find clips on that site you sent me.
Any luck?
But they have to have words.
Yeah. That's the hard part if you're looking for just like a reaction or something.
Because I was trying to find the exact clip of the Napoleon Dynamite butterfly hands, but there's no words. And it's not part of the dance. They're in
the
a classroom.
Yeah. I bet you could find that on YouTube and then use that YouTube downloader thing. Yeah, you ripped it.
Yeah, I already ripped it. Yeah, I don't know what YouTube downloader you wanted me to use, but I found one.
Sorry, pirate police out there, but we're just ripping stuff. No, not really. It's
not really.
Yeah, but we have this website too that you can join that helps you find different clips from movies based off of the dialogue or the words in the scene. So it's really convenient. I'm sure you've seen it in a couple of our episodes in the past.
Windows aren't even open.
But yeah, dude, I love these conversations because I feel like for ADD people, it's perfect because literally if you wrote down the topics we're talking about and just connected them, they'd be just this crazy squiggly line of like there. Oh, now we're back to music. Oh, now we're back here. Like now they're just talking about.
We've always been like that. Our conversations, the segues and tangents, they're somehow all interlinked, but not seamlessly for any sort of outside party.
And I think that's great for us because, we have, issues with like anxiety and stuff and like overthinking and all that kind of stuff. So it's nice when we're talking because there's never that lull where there's any time to, overthink things or be like, is this conversation kind of dead or is this person like even wanting to talk to me? It's just like, boo, boo, boo. We're just having fun. Ping pong, ping pong.
Ping pong. Yeah, dude. It's
Speaking of ping pong, what about Forrest Gump?
there it is.
There we go. That's how it works. Sorry, were you going to say something actually like important?
Not really. I just think that our ability to communicate and carry conversations the way we do has just been developed over 16 plus years. Whether we're spending hours in your parents' house / basement or in the apartments that we've lived in or a van when we were on the road or whatever. It's just, we've done a lot of talking over the years.
Well, it's cool too with the people we surround ourselves with where they'll just kind of take that improv almost. They'll kind of, like, no idea is a bad idea. It's kind of, you just throw something out. And then no matter what, the person next to you is just going to be like, okay, Ichabod's Garden or whatever. And then they just kind of add on to it where a lot of people just be like, you guys are weird. Like, what are you talking about? We're just like, I don't know. I don't know what we're talking about, but we're just having fun.
Yeah, there's been a bunch of people that have picked up on it and found our similar wavelength along the journey. Sam, Ryan, Austin, Dave, big time. Good old Cleveland Dave.
Devin, like the conversations
Devin,
the three
of
of
course.
us have, like he's the OG of the weirdness.
Devin
the
is
three
OG
of us together.
weirdo.
It's you won't even know what's real and what's not because we're just riffing off of stuff and just take it to another level of awkwardness and weirdness.
Yeah. He's a fun one to be goofy with because you never know what's going to come out of his mind.
If we made an album called just Goofy, all capital letters, Goofy, what do you think it would kind of be like? And Devin was in the band. What'd you say?
I said Kendrick's verse.
Goofies with a check! A bunch of goofies with a check! All right, Kendrick, good job.
Goofies? I don't know.
It would just be called Goofy.
The band is called Goofy?
The album's called Goofy. Maybe the band is called Ralphie. So Goofy by Ralphie. But Ralphie isn't a band, like a group of people, and it would be me, you, and Devin. We're like, hey guys, we're Ralphie. This is from our album Goofy.
And we have to figure out a way that we play as a singular person, meaning we'll have to do the kind of Little Rascals thing where we wear one big long coat, but we like somehow sit on each other's shoulders. And so you'll have to be on the bottom because you're drumming.
Oh shit, you're right.
And then it'll probably be me because I have a bass, and then Devin can be guitar and singing.
And that's Ralphie.
That's Ralphie.
And then I feel like the drums would be more like Mary Poppins kind of style because it would be goofy, you know? So it'd just be like like kind of like more of like a big band bass drum. So it has that boing, boing, like more reverberant sound, less of like the deep. And then maybe a lot of like splash cymbals or like little tinker things I could hit, like little things I can tinker with.
It would allow you to dance, but you'd have to get good at dancing with a lot of
I'd have to be super strong too. Like my herniated disc would be wrecked.
Oh, your herniated disc would be herniated.
Yeah, I don't I don't know if Ralphie is in the, especially since Devin just had a kid. I don't know. We may have to put Ralphie on hold.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I was really fired up about that idea. I thought it was going to happen.
I mean, I guess we could always go back to Spanking Angels and get that rolling.
Oh gosh. I don't know. I haven't been in any sort of butt rock mood in my life, so yeah.
Okay, we'll skip that one too. We got plenty of ideas, so.
We do. I mean, Ralphie was a solid one, but now it's just drifted off into the ether.
I feel like a xylophone would probably be a part of Ralphie's instrumentals. I don't know.
I think we do somehow need to get you mobile on your drum set. If we could recreate the drum set that I think it was Dick Van Dyke that played the chimney sweep in Mary Poppins, we got to recreate something like that. So now you can come up with different dance moves that are going to create different beats that you wouldn't normally play.
See, I mean, I think that's crucial. And I actually saw a couple bands. I may have sent one to you. And it sucks because you'll like randomly come across these bands that like are so dope and they're putting on such an incredible show. And you're like, man, no, I don't know these people. It's just there's so many talented people out there nowadays. It's just so saturated.
Yeah.
But the guy had a standing drum set. But he was also like kind of running around with his drumsticks. But then he would come back to the kit and like play a groove.
Have
and
dreads?
Then he would like roll. Maybe. I don't remember.
There's a guy that makes super wild, out there, different beats. He's got dreads. He goes by Zepp.
Oh no, this is like on stage. This is like at a show.
So he now has been touring and playing live shows.
Gotcha.
He's a one-man show, but he's one of those guys that can play a bunch of different instruments and then loops. And so he would do a drum groove and then he would stage dive and then he'd come back on and add something else. And yeah, pretty dope.
Dude, that gets me so stoked to see what 21 Pilots are going to do for this tour because they always put on such an incredible show. We went and saw during the Trench tour.
That was legit.
That was incredible. He had body doubles. Tyler had body doubles and then would show up in the crowd. And then they had the whole secondary stage set up in the middle. And then they had the whole big walkway where he like sang Levitate or whatever.
Yep.
Like,
I remember the neon gravestones, right?
God.
Neon gravestones.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When they were in the middle there and they had that, it was almost like they were inside a light pyramid. Mm-hmm. They had the haze and the lasers created a triangular shape around him.
Dude,
as he was playing piano, so cool.
Pyrotechnics, all that. And Josh, you know, they like carried Josh into the audience like on his little like miniature drum set thing, and then he would play like the groove. But it's cool that they're so close with Paul Meany and, you know, the guys from Mute Math, because Paul Meany, like, he was such a mastermind behind putting on crazy shows. And Darren King, like, when I first saw Mute Math, it was actually a Warped tour at Nissan Pavilion. Like, they put a bunch of stages out, and then some people would play on, like, the actual Nissan Pavilion stage. And it was when Mute Math was just kind of starting, I feel like. And I went down there, and there's probably 50 people. Like, we were just watching Mute Math play. And they...
What?
Dude, yeah, there's no one. I mean, it was just... And then I went and talked to Paul after the show. He was just standing at his merch booth. No one was there. He was just standing by himself. So I just went up and talked to him. And I was like, dude, that was absolutely incredible. And now think of how like big Mute Math got. And now he's like producing, you know, one of the biggest songs that's out right now as far as crazy, right?
I just wouldn't expect them at Warped Tour to only have 50 people in front of them.
Yeah.
Because of their live energy videos that I've seen, the first thing I ever saw, well, the first two things I ever saw from Mute Math, one of them was the typical video where it's filmed in backwards and they're getting paint all over each other and stuff. And then the next one was a live performance of Reset.
Yep.
And that's what hooked me because I was like, yo, these guys know their shit and they're doing something totally different. And then Darren King on drums was just like, you are an octopus that has anger issues, a certain delicacy in your touch. I don't know.
No, that's a great way of putting it, dude. And just rocks the hell out at the same time. And then he would put the duct tape, like at the beginning of every show, he put his headphones on, and then he would grab the duct tape and everybody would be like, yeah, here he goes. And then he would wrap the duct tape around him like that so that he could just jam out.
Yeah.
And it was just like, this is so
that had
dope.
To hurt. Because he's a bearded dude. That had to hurt the neck.
Maybe it was just gaff tape. Who knows? I don't know what it looked like, duct tape. But they were doing the big drum rhythm grooves where Paul would grab like the hi-hat, or maybe the bass player starts with an R. I forget his name.
I don't remember either.
He would grab the hi-hat and they would be playing on the hi-hat, and then Paul would be hitting the bass drum, or one of them would be hitting the bass drum like that was up on a stand. And then Darren would be doing his crazy stuff. And then one of them would be messing with like pedals and stuff for maybe guitar effects. I forget. But they would just create this wall of dope sound and then a rhythm where everyone was involved. And I remember, I think it was Darren. He got off the drum set, and this was at Nissan Pavilion. He got off the drum set, took off his shoes, and then was hitting his shoes like this, ta 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 ta, like on the stage. And I was just like, this is so dope, dude. Like, let's go.
That is so cool.
And there wasn't many people there, but they didn't care. They put on the show.
Yeah.
Like they put on the show regardless of, whatever. And I talked to him too. He was just walking, him and the bass player. They were just walking and no one gave a shit. Cause I mean, think of like what the Warped Tour crowd is, it's like they were seeing NoFX, Less Than Jake, a bunch of emo bands and stuff. Like Mute Math didn't really fit the bill.
Yeah, no, you're right. I remember seeing MXPX at Warped Tour, and that was something that my brother had turned me on to as an early teenager. And I remember really liking their performance because at one point their bassist threw their bass like 25 feet in the air across the stage, and another, the bass tech threw another one at the same time, which was pretty. That was the first time I'd ever seen that, so that was cool.
Did you go multiple times? Like, did you go once or?
That was the only time I went. That was almost probably like my second or third actual show. Yeah, actual concert. And I remember seeing Fall Out Boy, and that was back before they totally blew up. It was right as Sugar We're Going Down came out. And so they were starting to blow up. And at that time in my life, I was into that. And then I saw them. And ever since I saw them live, they have been in my maybe top 5 least favorite bands of all time.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Sorry,
and then they came out with that damn album called Save Rock and Roll that was not rock and roll. And let me rewind. The reason I cannot stand their live show was because
what happened?
They were trying so hard to put on a great visual performance. Because remember in that Sugar We're Going Down video, they're jumping around, and that was something that was so cool back then.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, these guys are jumping, sick! And then the lead singer, Patrick Stump, should have more so embodied a stump because he was not in shape to be jumping around and quote unquote singing how he was, because it got to that song. I can't remember the name of the song, but I remember how it starts.
Dance.
Where is your boy? Right?
So Grand Theft Autumn.
There you go. So they get to that song, and they had just finished jumping around and stuff, and he was like, where is boy? He's the gentleman. And I'm like, sing the damn song. And then he gets back to jumping around. I wake up. It's like, you sound like one of those, or one of the squeezy chickens.
Holy shit, dude.
Sorry, I go off.
Sorry,
man.
Guys.
We share the same name, and I am not happy about that.
Well, also, I know you love Pete Wentz, too, dude.
Come on, man.
I don't know if you guys know this, but if you ask Pat his biggest bass influences, like maybe you got Flea up there, maybe you got like Thundercat, maybe you got like Jocko, maybe you got like Victor Wooten, but above all else, dude, you got fucking Pete Wentz there, dude.
You know what, Daryl? You can shut the fuck up. I've been limiting my cursing today, but on that one, shut the fuck up. I mean, when you look at bassists like Flea, prime example, he is in that same realm as, for me, Jimi Hendrix in that pure channeling. There's no thought or inhibition coming from the mind to what his spirit is feeling and channeling through his fingers. He is so pure and true to himself and the way he plays. That's why I find Flea one of the most inspiring, not only bassists, but musicians, because he's so true to himself. And I was listening to his first solo album that he wrote after reading a book, and the name of the album is called Helen Burns. Nothing like the Chili Peppers. But I remember I rediscovered it last year at a point, and I listened to it for like a week and a half straight. And it's only 6 little songs, but you get his character. You get a bit of his spirit in his own music, and it's just so endearing. It's the best.
That. Yeah, he's definitely got that vibe, and it's so cool that he is writing more even for the Chili Peppers, you know, it sounds like even
Oh,
for
yeah.
these last couple albums, he really, obviously he comes in with the bass lines and stuff, but he would come in with like piano and stuff and come
Yeah.
up with these lines, and then they would build off of that. And I love what Rick Rubin would say. They would always have like John and Flea face off basically,
So
and
cool.
just like go, and then whoever's like idea like worked the best or whatever, they would just kind of like go with that. But
I
don't know.
hope there are some videos of them in the studio the last 2 albums.
I know. I wonder if, I know like John's very private and stuff. I wonder if
Yeah.
they just didn't record any
There's
of that. 'Cause
gotta
it's so
be.
cool watching like the Funky Monks and all that kind of stuff.
Right?
Documentary.
Yeah.
It's so cool to see behind the scenes. And just any, like when Rick Rubin's producing, it's just so cool to see his wisdom and like how he says so much with saying so little, but it's like the right thing to say to, you know, click for the
And
artist.
typically how he just lays on the couch and
just kicks it.
listens and speaks wisdom.
Yeah, and he just has like his talk back like mic or whatever, and it's just like sitting there, and he's just like, yeah, let's just try that again. It's like just so chill, and he's just like, you know, like a little like whatever teenager on a bed, just like with his feet up in the air. You're like, dude, this dude's awesome. Like, he's just a big kid. Like, it's so dope.
Well, and you know, back in that Funky Monks documentary where they're working on the Give It Away bass line.
Oh my God, dude. Yes.
Right?
I love that
Where
clip.
Flea, naturally being a very active player, especially back then when he was just almost lightning fast all the time, you see Rick going, no, simplify it. Go, da-na, da-na-na.
Keep them really simple. Ba-dum, ba-da-dum. Okay. On.
Yep.
Right? So it's da-na, doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. And Flea, you can see him toying with it because he wanted to fill in. No, and Rick is like, no, simple, just do that. And now you hear it, and it's totally perfect for the song.
Space is like, that's the biggest thing of becoming more of a mature musician. You realize how much space is an instrument in and of itself. You're just like, wow, that little bit of a pause there in the bass line or in like, you know, taking out the drums for a second or whatever. It just, it makes it hit so much harder.
Yeah, it's so much tighter and everything sounds more of a collective sound. Something that I've really been working on, learning this Frank Moody stuff, is not filling space with muted notes. Right? So it's just like, no, don't even do one mute. Like just let that breathe and then right back into it. Because it's almost a way to keep time for myself.
Yeah.
Where I'm still listening and feeling the other instruments, but when it comes time to play silence, you almost just have to like tap your foot. You don't have to do the muted bass notes.
I do that same thing when I'm playing guitar. I'll notice because I'm such a natural, you know, rhythm. Like I'm always thinking of a rhythm and have my feet or whatever going on the hi-hat. When I play guitar, I notice I'll do like, dun, dun, like I'll always be doing those muted like cluck, 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 cluck.
It's percussive. Yeah, it's percussive.
Yeah.
It's just it's taking away from the melodic part of the instrument and becoming more of a rhythmic instrument.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah.
So what about Pete Wentz like really kind of lured you towards him?
Shut up, dude. It was his freaking hair, dude. It was his hair. I was just blown away that he could play bass with one eye.
I think he was dating Ashley Simpson at one point.
And he probably used to take baths in LA Looks hair gel.
Ooh, that's
that
dope.
That little over the eye like knife hair that he had was, I don't know. That's dangerous.
So that's really what kind of got you into it. I understand. At Warped Tour, I also saw all.
I gotta go. I gotta go. I got time for this shit.
All Time Low, right as they were popping off. That was such an era of those type of bands. I liked that style of music back then. I mean, I don't as much anymore, but.
Oh, you know what's funny is on Friday, what's today? Thursday. Tomorrow, I'm going to emo night.
Oh yeah, like so. Is it just people playing covers?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just people playing covers. There's no one that's gonna be the actual band who wrote XYZ songs.
You know which band I really love, who I actually just started watching again, because I don't know why it popped up on my algorithm on YouTube, but Seosin.
Oh my gosh, dude. We're always on the same wavelength, dude. I was just talking to Meggie about Seosin last night. Yeah, because she sent me the official Emo Night playlist, and I scrolled through and I saw 7 Years by Seosin. And I was like, that was probably my favorite emo era band.
Dude, they crushed.
They crushed.
I mean, I love Anthony Green, and I love him in Circa Survive. And
yeah,
did you go see them with like Coheed and Cambria? You were there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, dude, that was a vibe.
Was that at 9:30?
That was at 9:30 Club.
Yeah.
But Cove is back in Seosin now, so they're touring now with Cove again, the other singer.
He was the original singer.
I don't know. I think Anthony was the original singer, and then it switched to Cove, and then maybe
I just remember they sounded the same.
Sure.
I thought they did.
Yeah, I don't think they sound the same too much, but
it's my favorite emo band.
maybe on some songs they did. I could be wrong, but Cove is back in the band, and I always liked him because the first song I heard from them was, I think it was on Joe Fratter's MySpace.
I am on the same page, dude.
The black and white video for what? Bury Your Head?
Bury Your Head.
And and I saw it and I was like, yo, who are these guys? Because number one, like the singer was dope, I thought, but Alex Rodriguez, the drummer, dude. Yo.
That drum fill right after guitar player does the little guitar throw flip thing, and it cuts over to Alex Rodriguez. He is like, I was like, what fill was that?
Dude, that like got me super into them. I was like, yo, what is this? And then
that was my first exposure to them.
Yeah, same. I had no idea who they were, and I was like, they're the coolest band I've ever seen. And it was just a cool, like, black and white live concert video. Like, for that time, it was so dope.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then, like, Glassjaw was big during that time. Do you remember Glassjaw?
I remember the name. I couldn't tell you a single song. I don't even know if I ever heard any of their music.
Yeah, they were popping off. And then the local bands I loved, Kenmore. I guess it was like Point Hollow first.
Yeah.
And then I found my like inspiration as far as the local band drummer, Mark Wood. And I was just like, yo, this dude is fire on the drums. And he was doing all those type of fills and utilizing the double bass pedal in like ways I hadn't seen as like an up and coming drummer, just starting to learn.
Yeah. And
that's
like,
this band is
when
dope.
That's when you first got exposed to SJC drums, right?
Yeah. I think he got sponsored by them while in Point Hollow or Kenmore. I don't know.
Something like that.
I remember going to Jack's nightclub and seeing like Kenmore play their EP release party. And that's actually how we got connected with Mark Williams. Did you know that?
What?
I heard the Kenmore record and I was like, yo, this sounds so professional for like a local band.
Way.
And so I looked up who it was, and his name was like, it was close to like Paul Rosenberg. I know it's not Paul Rosenberg, but it was like something close to that name. And I looked him up and I emailed him just to see like what the price would be. I knew it was going to be, relatively expensive. I may have even asked Mark how expensive it was. And I was like, oh shit, that's pretty expensive for, we're in high school. But he said, hey, I'm booked up. I'm not really working right now. I already have artists I'm working with, but Mark Williams also shares the studio space with us. So let's get in contact with him. And that's where we linked with Mark Williams and then decided to do Wings of Apollo's first record there.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow. That is crazy.
Local band, like business stuff that you just kind of do. You just kind of, I think I found his name on like MySpace or something. The original guy who did Kenmore's stuff.
Wow.
Because that stuff sounded good, dude.
Absolutely. That's crazy. And that's before we knew anything about the recording process and technology and stuff. I remember when I first started recording music with you guys, I was always so nervous before every take because I expected that every take had to be perfect. Mm-hmm. So if there was any flubs, it's like, okay, just keep going because on the next take, just keep keep playing. That spot might be better than the first take, and you can comp. I had no idea what comping was, nothing. So I was just trying to be locked in.
Yeah, because we would do the songs all the way through. I mean,
that first album was all pretty much recorded live.
Did we do a click for maybe 1 or 2 songs? I don't remember.
I think maybe, yeah.
I feel like Hold On to Saturday, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, 44.
Or Temple. But other than that, we would just go balls to the walls and then try to... I had to get it perfect. I had to get it perfect all the way through because we couldn't comp drums if there was no click.
Yeah. Dude, what a journey.
But it was good. It was good, man. Like it felt like we were going into war sometimes, just like how like pressurized it was. And there's like a time ticking and stuff, and you want it to be dope, and you're paying a lot of money. And
we got real deep into, I don't know, the spiritual side of playing music back then. And really tried to respect the entire process and create this sacred space for us to create what we believed at the time was sacred music for us. It's just interesting how my perspective on what a recording session should be like now, as opposed to back then, because now it can be so nonchalant. You and I can sit in the same room and be goofing off, having a blast, but making badass music.
Yeah.
Whereas back then it was like very... I mean, it was fun, but it was just very different. You couldn't be too goofy.
We were on a mission.
We were definitely on a mission back then.
So it did create a certain type of energy.
Beginning of the Mohawk.
I know, that's so funny that you guys both had Mohawks in the band, 2 out of 3 of us, because I was about to do it because we recorded the summer that I graduated from Chantilly High School, and Pat and Jesse were already in college at that point. And I had my high school graduation party at my house. And the idea was to bring me up and shave a mohawk like when we were all kind of drunk at the party, whatever. And I remember my dad was up there with like the camera phone or whatever, like recording, trying to record or whatever. And then I chickened out at the last minute because we were just like, dude, I'm like already balding. This is going to be the weirdest looking mohawk ever, dude. Like, this is not gonna look good on me at all. And then we bailed at the last minute while like all of us were up there like near the bathroom, like getting all hyped up about to like shave off my hair. And
I remember that. We
didn't do it, and I'm so glad we didn't.
Your perspective was really funny about it.
Okay, what's your perspective?
Well, I just remember like when you had the aha moment of like, time out, I'm already balding. This is gonna look really weird.
It's gonna look awful. It's gonna be like a reverse. Like it's gonna be like partly a mohawk and then just there's like nothing and then a little bit more of a mohawk. It just look like some raccoon died on my head or something. Like, what?
Yeah, and that was back when my hair was still coming in thick. So I was able to...
You guys were crushing the hair game. I was just like, guys, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm already 72 years old.
I've been going through some old FlipADay stuff, and when I had that long braided mohawk, I loved that thing.
Sick, dude. I saw some pictures of that recently too, and I was like, yo, Pat was like the coolest kid on the block at this era. I remember it was like when we went to Flying Saucer with like Haley from 102.9 The Buzz and like Tracy, and then I think my friend Melanie was there, like a couple other people. It was someone's birthday or something, and we went to hang out. Oh, and
Brian Spear.
And then what's her name? The drummer from the Dead. The
Angela Lease,
Angela Lease, I think she was there and stuff. And I just remember you were wearing like your Jaguar pants because I just saw a picture of it the other day. And your hair was like the braided mohawk. I was like, yo, who's this guy? Like, we were in a rock band, dude. We like pulled it off, or at least
I had the mutton chops and the mustache and the mohawk.
Yeah, I was like, okay, we were crushing the look, and then that's where really the Pete Wentz kind of came out of you there. It's just your own version of Pete Wentz.
Fucker.
All right, this is the last time. That was 3 times I brought up Pete Wentz. I'm sorry. That was a rule of 3.
The mohawk is what basically sped up my receding hairline because...
Oh, you were pulling it.
Well, it was constantly being pulled because Tracy always did my hair because I couldn't. I never knew what to do with that whole thing. And I remember I really liked the braids, so even after I showered, I wouldn't take them out. And apparently that's a bad thing, to keep things tight as they're wet and then drying. And I remember one time I took the braids out and I washed my hair, and I had never seen this much hair in my hand from my head in my life. And I was like, oh shit, this is a lot of hair. Like, and I got out and I looked in the mirror. I was like,
yikes.
And then I think maybe after the cruise that we went on, I cut the hair. I had that short little slick back mohawk.
Yeah, you had it wild. Oh my gosh. You had it
Remember?
wild during the cruise because
I didn't have anybody braid it.
Was it on the way there or the way back we got stopped for potential drugs?
The way back.
Pat's hair and mustache was all crazy because we had just gone on a cruise, and then we were driving the big black van, Martha, which is like a Ford Econoline, huge van. All the seats are taken out except the front two because that's where we would bring all of our gear. But we had nothing in there except 2 suitcases for the cruise. And this cop in Georgia pulled us over basically thinking we were like drug mules or something, and had a canine and was like questioning us and all this stuff. We're like, we just went on a family cruise, and like, this is my friend, he came along with us, and then he brought us back to his car to question us individually, or he brought me back there and then maybe you stayed up there, whatever. And then I look in the back and there's like a canine back there just sleeping. And then he brought out the canine and searched our car and stuff. We're like, dude, we have nothing. We just went on a family cruise. I was like, look at this picture of my dad. Like, here we are in Mexico. Like, what are you talking about? But
I remember
you looked like someone that would be using drugs because you had like a long ass mohawk that was like not done at all. So it was just like crazy. Like, these guys definitely needed some extra cash, so they're just moving some drugs.
Yeah. I remember what he pulled you over for originally, though. It was that little plastic. What was that? It was almost like a mud flap on the driver's side of your car.
That was a little loose.
And it was just flapping a little bit, and he pulled us over for that.
Yeah, he pulled us over for that, but he was definitely like trying to get us for something else. And it was funny as hell too, because you had on a beanie as well. And I remember you just being like, hey, check it out. I got nothing in here. Just want to show you. Just want to show you there's nothing in here. Like, you were just so like, hey, I just want to show you there's no drugs in here. And he's just like,
well, because I knew that there was nothing he could actually get us in trouble for. So I was just trying to cooperate and be like, look, man, we got nothing.
But then didn't you, and then we were on the side of the road, and didn't you get bit by fire ants or something?
Oh, I did. Holy shit. I totally forgot about that.
It was like on the side of the road. We're like, what are we doing here? Like, we'll get rid of this little plastic piece. Like, let us go. And you were in flip-flops in high grass on the side of the highway in Georgia. And these fire ants were like starting to crawl on you. And we were like, let's get out of here.
All over my feet. That sucked. I totally forgot about that. It was hot. I had fire ants on my feet.
Yeah. And then he was like one of those cops who, like, once he found out that there was nothing wrong, he was just like, all right, you're good to go. Like, no apology or anything. He was just like, just trying to get us for something. He just wanted to get us for something, and we were just so innocent. We just looked kind of crazy. And in his defense, this big van with nothing in the back except 2 suitcases, like, it looked a little sketchy.
A little sketch. But it's all right, though. We got it out of there alive.
Well, dude, let's end this up because we're crushing at an hour and 15 minutes. But but that was solid, dude. I like that we talked a lot about music this time. Hopefully we can add in a bunch of little clips to kind of show people what we're talking about.
Yeah.
All right. Well, sweet, guys. Thanks for listening to episode 72 of... Wait, no, that's not it. What is it? Episode 4? Is this episode 4 already? Let's go, dude.
I know. That was a fast month. Been doing one a week for a month.
Let's crush it. Let's keep it going. We ain't stopping. We ain't stopping, dude, until we're 72.
Nope. Can't do it.
All right, guys.
Can't stop.
Peace out. A-Town down. Wait. Peace up. A-Town down.